the FPS RPG, the shooter RPG, has always been an unbalanced and decisive genre mixture. It's either too RPG or too boring or too FPS. I felt this way in games like Borderlands, Bioshock, PS6, which are all good games, but they just don't balance it. In Bioshock, I felt it was shallow and boring. I mean, it was a cool game, but don't get me wrong, the game is rather shallow and repetitive, and well, just everything it is. In System Shock 1 and 2, the shooting is unsatisfying and unbalanced and opposed to everything else, such as hacking, repair, and more, which, like, I just want to kill people, and I shouldn't do these other things. Many times, FPS RPG are just too hard to get into, or just not that good. They pull off some dumb shit like be like Daikatana and you want to suck it down, but suck instead with terrible level design, programming, and brain dead AI. I must admit, I love Fallout 3 New Vegas, but it's just like Skyrim with guns, System Shock. All these guns, but no quick movement, very weak and sensitive player character at the beginning. That's for realism. And I could get into Mass Effect when it was when they polished it. I played it. I could not get into Mass Effect even when they polished it, like in the sequels. I played it once, twice, thrice. I was like, wow, and then never touched it again. Stalker and Hexen, let's face it, they're probably the only best balanced for me. And ironically, Doom 2016 has the best RPG elements of any FPS game, which is kind of weird. I thought the whole experience was kind of weird with that. I don't think I've played Hexen. I don't think it has RPG elements. Does it? Oh, I don't care. But whatever you say, I don't care. Crisis 2 and 3 also have the best balance of FPS RPG prior to Doom 2016, in my opinion. And they're fun to play, they shoot, and it looks great. But it's just for graphics source, and it's not very deep, or exists, but who cares? Crysis still does it better than 90% of these super unbalanced first-person shooter RPG games.
Oh, and Deus Ex. I love Deus Ex, but I feel the game is more of a simulation and stealth game. You can just sneak around all the time, and your character's far too weak to survive. And JC Dent, and there's literally just no shit. I mean, let's face it, it's got the innate problems of most of these open world games. But I love Deus Ex. No buts. No ifs, ands, or buts. I love Deus Ex. I love the story and the talking. It's so good. But it's still not a shooter RPG. Not mostly.
Far Cry Post 3 games are good, I think, in my opinion. I like those games. Like, they're fun, and you've got a lot of weapons and cool stuff. Is it FPS RPG? Yeah, it is. But I think the character was a bit overpowered, and I think it's just a rather unnatural experience. It's very consoleized, and I don't really want to be like that guy, but it's just obviously a blockbuster Hollywood game. But enough lambasting FPS RPGs. There are 4 basic things they almost master: combat, role-playing, leveling, but mostly pace. You can have a guy walk around a neighborhood talking to people and then gunning down countless monster lives or soldier lives, and it would be great. Why can't we just have, like, I don't know, Half-Life, but with meets Final Fantasy Final Fantasy 12 or 10. That would be great. That would be wonderful. Or Half-Life meets Dark Souls. Oh shit. I would just fall in love. But and, you know, we gotta make the enemies more balanced. I think enemies are pretty balanced in this. And not just have some pathetic baby character die within 5 hits of a BB gun. Role-playing. We gotta have role-playing in it because, you know, I think role-playing would play a great role in these games. You know, like, you could choose who you want to be, like in Far Cry 2, and not have it suck. Not get malaria. Role-playing, and you could level up your character, and you could choose who balanced. And we must focus on the environment of the world, just not the character. I feel like these games have been too autobiographical to be balanced. Leveling your character, like I said before. But mostly pacing is good, because I don't want to be backtracking, and I don't want to be doing the same thing over and over again, and I just want to have a good time. But one thing we can all agree on is that Borderlands 2 perfected this. The pacing is great, the action is satisfying, the RPG elements are a dream, the setting is quirky. Why can't we have more games like Borderlands 2? It fixed everything that Borderlands was, and my friend, he's a huge Borderlands fan. Borderlands 2 was hilarious, and I loved its setting. So overall, I think the FPS RPG is not a hard sell to anyone who is willing to enjoy, but it did take a long time to advance. Remember, what was the first FPS RPG? No way, it's a Japanese game? Let me check. Apparently, it's Japanese game first. Panorama Top. And then there's Hankatsu Roman Daikutsu Umpi Trot. That's a mouthful. Is that? Looks like every other PS1 game. I understand Giant Bomb. Oh, by the way. There's SD Snatcher. Star Cruiser 2. This one's ancient. Star Cruiser 2. Wow. Old. And Japanese people don't even care. I mean, I'm not making generalizations, but people in Japan generally do not care about first-person shooters. And like them games don't count. Let's see, there's Witch Haven. But whatever the chances, whatever you decide, don't make a game just based off the genre. Just make a good game. I mean, when I meant Witch Haven, when I meant Hexen, I meant Witch Haven. I am so sorry, guys. I think I said Witch Haven. I don't know, I don't really care. But yeah, I feel like this whole entire hybrid genre could use a lot more polish, a lot better planning. Well, anyway, thank you for watching.
So anyway, what is your favorite FPS RPG? Please punch the game title in the box. Red box.